What advice would you give to your children on a business?
The best advice I would give my son in business would be start early. There's benefit in working for a corporate, but I also think you can learn bad habits working for a corporate. But with that being said, you can learn a lot on someone else's wicket. So my suggestion though is don't wait too long, and I think that's typically what happens with most people. They wait until they're 40 and only then they think they want to start their business. I would highly recommend starting a business in your 20s.
The biggest piece of advice I'd give them is education and reading. It's critical to have as much education going into something, and that doesn't have to be formal education. It can be experience, it can be whatever. Especially when you're running a business and you want to be doing things globally, there are so many people that have been doing what you're doing or planning on doing for so long and have such a big understanding of the world that it's critical that you learn as much as you can before taking that first jump. You find a lot of entrepreneurs who get into business, get a hiding, to use a South African term, the first time around, and then get so scared that they land up on a job for the rest of their lives and don't want to take that jump again. And every businessman or most successful business people have failed. You can't be scared of failure. You've really just got to take it in your stride and try and make sure that you don't fail to the point that you can't get up again.
Stick-to-itiveness. So for me, what that means is, and in fact, we've just had a little daughter, and one of the things that I think about, what are the lessons that I'm going to teach her practically as she grows older. And I think one of the greatest lessons that I can teach her is for her to fail a number of times at something, but have that persistence, have that courage, have that trust, have that determination to want to see something through. One of the things that I regretted as a youth was that I would try something, fail, and be like, oh, that's not for me. But if I'm really interested in something, I want to have that determination.
Yes.
And that separates the men from the boys in my mind. Is just knowing that I'm going to fail, that's fine. Eventually, I'm going to get this right.
My wife and I always say that we'll tell our kids, don't be entrepreneurs. It's a joke that we have in our family because both of us run our own businesses.
Okay.
And I think it really is. It's a very tough road. It's a challenging road. And I think that it's one that there isn't enough transparency and honesty about how tough the journey actually is. Yeah. And I think you've got to be a special kind of personality if entrepreneurship is the road that you opt for.
It needs to be something you're really passionate about, something you really want to do. Because the amount of time and effort you put in for no return, especially initially, could be very disheartening. And if it's not something you truly love, you'll quit.
Okay.
Yeah, so find something that you really, really want to do. Something that gives you purpose and meaning and that you truly believe in.